Potentially the last game in the North American qualifiers. This could be it. BTK could be moving on to face off against the best of the world at M3, but not if Generation X has anything to say about it. Cap, Dave, bring the hype, for this is destiny.
That's right, it could be our last game of this best of 5 grand finals unless Generation X wants to be able to provide the opportunity for a reverse sweep, because the Bloodthirsty Kings, they did have a very tough game 1, but they managed to close it out. A much easier game 2. Now they're just 1 game away from securing themselves as the North American champs. And
there we go.
It's all going to start off with not losing it. Hey, there's the jump in. There's the kill onto the Ton. Zane already a little bit flustered by the mobility of the Cupra. And Ruby manages to, Ruby goes down. Chicken loses his life as Alice managed to pick up the kill.
Cap, this is deja vu at this point. All three games, Generation X started with a bang. They win the early game, right? Like every single match tonight. This is the third game. We see the same thing happening again. Are we going to see history repeat itself where they had an early game, but a pretty interesting ending? We shall find out. Or maybe this is the game where Team Generation X get everything together and really just win it in one try and take us to game 4. Because right now it's match points. Do or die. For Gen X, they have to win this game if you want to stay in. If they lose this one, there's no more trial ground. This is it, guys.
Bouncing around, Zane, he does have his level 4 now, so you gotta watch out for him as he pops out of the jungle. Chow on the other side is matched up against the Hayabusa at bottom lane. And we're still watching this fight. Charging up, not losing today. No, never mind. Not going to go for it. The turtle's up, though. And we're going to see both teams start rotating over. Shark gets a little bit low. Look at those power bullets coming in from Zia. Those are a lot of damage to that poor little support. Nicolette is going to be able to catch up in bird form as the Farsa joins them for the turtle attempt.
Yeah, without that support, without the Shark on the Mathilda, this is a free turtle for Generation X. They're going to take it, and which lead them to a 1,000 gold lead. It's only 2 minutes into the game. That's already 500 per minute. Oh, very good opening here. Obviously, by the way, Yuna is one of the best Chow players in North America as well. Cardi's down 1 of his comfort picks, but his signature pick for me is still that Chow. So now it's Yuna's Chow going against the person who played Chow the most and who's happened to be on Hayabusa. We shall find out how it's going to work. Oh, look at that top lane.
Oh, sick jump in straight onto the Matilda with a support already dead. Oh, Ruby, though, with the flash pull in underneath the tower. It wasn't enough to get the kill on a Cupra. Maybe Zane could get the kill on Regrets. No, he can't. That was a big flicker play from Chicken. It's just disappointing they didn't get a kill out of it.
Yeah, welcome to the Natan nerf. Like recent Natan nerf, like his early game used to be insanely strong from early to mid to late. Now Natan really need the items. You really need the Hunter Strike in order for him to be relevant. You know, we saw it in this game right now. Like that's a nice pull. He did decent amount of damage, but it's just proven not gonna be enough. And meanwhile, the bottom side, a little bit engagement to the Chow. I think he's gonna get away. Maybe, possibly, potentially. Yeah, but let's take a look at the replay.
Yeah, there's the pull-in, but yeah, over to the bottom lane where they did manage to get the pick off on Churro, and now they're assaulting underneath. Nice, Farsa landing that feather strike, and now, Cooper's not done just yet. He actually used the Tyrant's Rage, trying to push him up against the wall. Moba Zane is going to survive. The rest of the team, Nicolette and Zia, were a little bit too far away to take advantage of the Farsas. As you said, that long range, you know, great for initiating, but hard for sometimes your allies to be able to keep up.
Exactly, because they couldn't follow up fast enough. So when you have the opportunity like that, that's why QUALIFIER comes so hard to play, because it requires so much coordination. You gotta tell our team about to engage, have a chance. Your team need to start moving up already, and they need to be ahead of you. That's when QUALIFIER can engage, and that's the only time when your team can follow up in time. So it's just a hard position to pull off, and then but they're doing a pretty good job at it. Let's look at the defense in the top lane.
The orb going out, Regrets. Not choosing to teleport to it, but Zane laying some damage onto Regrets here. Got to back up. Natan not doing quite enough to be able to kill Regrets, and they still win a onto this tower. Churros coming in from the side, regrets it a little bit low. The turtle does get taken in the meantime, but they know that the Granger isn't here to be able to take this team fight, and that's why BTK are going to try and force it. But Yuna actually goes for the kill. The choke wasn't quite enough the way the dragon kick, but here comes the Granger. Zia managed to pick up that kill. Now turning around, Natan trying to put the damage onto Zia, but he's able to run back as he's firing. Nicolette, though, is going to be left in a nasty situation. It's even the tower wouldn't protect her against the Ruby that is right on top. BTK, they were grouped up at top. Generation X got a little bit greedy, I think, for all of that, trying to both do the turtle and take the fight top.
Yeah, meanwhile, at the same time, look at what Zane and Cardi's doing. They take the mid-tier 1 tower, they stole the blue buff away from this Granger. They got so much out of the fight. In one team fight, they've completely evened up all the deficit they had before. Even though they're still behind on kills, look at total gold. 500 gold. You know, we went to like 500 gold on average deficit per minute to now 500 gold overall. So look at the gold chart. It's go from a bell curve going down and go all the way back to even. So BTK is doing an incredible job. And again, this is the time to put a pedal to the metal and really win this game. Look at Kufra though.
That's an initiation. Kufra finds the opening onto Shark. Once again, the Matilda dies. And now Zia is going to get pulled up again. Chicken just keeps on finding these flicker combos. But again, a sliver of HP. I feel kind of bad for Chicken because I feel like he's pulling out some sick moves and he's not being rewarded for kills because the tower is just so close to killing, but not quite enough there. And now he's going to get punished. Kufra looks like they found the opening onto him. So Chicken goes down. Generation X continue their pace here. Again, getting a nice lead and are building upon. You said it was getting back to even. Now it feels like they're building up again.
Whew, what can I say, man? You gotta feel bad for top. Look at the bottom lane. Yuna getting engaged on, and he'll be bursted down. Bottom tier 1 tower will go to BTK. Again, they were building up the lead, but now BTK looking for trade. The smarter thing for a team to do when they're behind is not to continue to fight, but to trade, and that's what BTK do the best. And this is where Zane get the farm back. If you take a look at the item right here, whoa, instantaneous. We got Hunter Strike. He's on his way to Blade of Despair right here, BOD, but look at engagement to Zane. He's looking to get himself away. Look at the item. He's not behind. It's 5,300 gold. He has more farm than Granger. Imagine a team that's behind, and yet Zane has the most amount of farm in the entire game. That's a strength for Zane as an individual player. He's somehow just so goddamn good with that farm. I don't know how he does it. It's something you just have to study.
And Generation X perhaps playing a little bit more together and focus more maybe on these fights than the farm. And as a result, the hard carry of Zane may be able to get it. But do find the opening, the Tyrant's right to follow up. That's going to be enough for the Alice to be able to get there. Can they finish off Zane? They need a little bit more damage. Not quite enough. Regrets wasn't able to get it. Hayabusa is able to finish up the farce that got on top of him. The Chow does manage to get the way of the dragon kick onto Cardi. He's sticking on top of him. He just needs a little bit more. One more dash should be able to do it. And he does manage to get it. Chow finishes him off with the flicker punch. And not losing today. Thought about going for the dive on a Chicken. Not so much anymore. Instead, dashes to the side of the tower.
Oh, to save one Zane, look at how much resources BTK spend, right? This is what I mean, like a hyper carry. For BTK, you can call Zane a hyper carry. The reason for that is, even though we don't have the hyper carry role anymore because of how the game is structured, but look how much resources spend. Everybody's backing away to Zane's position, make sure he stays alive. That's why you have a little disconnect. And Shark even disbanded the ultimate to make sure people don't chase anymore, just so Zane can get away, right? I mean, this amount of commitment to save their team captain is what made BTK so strong, because everybody's on board with that strategy. And they are making it work in the entire North America region, and this strategy might just carry them all the way to SEA for the M3, for the world.
Not losing today. Ooh. Gotta be careful of that damage coming from the Natan. Gonna go for a recall back. The rest of the team, he's still wanting to hold on to this tower. The Granger is cutting across. They're gonna run into the Ruby here with Chow, but not quite engaging. Nicolette gonna fly away. Off the map they go. And they do eventually give up on the tower. And maybe they should focus a little bit more on the lore that's on the other side of the map, ready to go. Hayabusa is setting up. He's going to push in that bottom lane and set up for the lore potential for BTK.
Yeah, 9 minutes. We're still at the same amount of gold differences. Oh, actually a little bit, 1,500 gold now to Generation X. They do have the Alice. You got to be mindful of that. If this goes to late game, they got a Granger, they got an Alice, they got quite a bit of dive. This is why I'm saying the Ton is a good pick, but is it good on M3 skill, right? Because it doesn't have the highest winner in M3. There's a reason for that. It's so easy to be dove on, and you're seeing that right here, right now. Right, every time Kufa jumps in, the Tongue can just run. There's nothing else he can do. Alice is coming in at the same time. It's a really hard position for him. Look at Kufa jumping in and the Tongue pushing back.
Oh, Yoda coming in from the side. Then managed to get a huge knockup. The circling eagle around Yoda to be able to keep Shark alive a little bit longer, but it's not good enough. The Granger managed to find that kill. At the same time, Natan does manage to get the kill. Oh, jeez. They tried to go for him. Kufa and Alice, they go for Natan, but they both get met with serious resistance. Zane kills both of them, and now the Lord is free for Bloodthirsty Kings.
Oh, this is it. This is the time BTK is going to claim the ticket. Even though the game is not over yet, but we're already seeing the end of the game, end of the tunnel right here. When you 2 versus 1 onto Zane and you cannot kill him, look at the Kufra and the Alice on the backline trying to kill the Zane, but they can't do it because there was a little bit of hesitancy. The team was fighting on the left, and Kufra didn't land the skill 1. Alice somehow still committed, and because of the hesitancy, MOA Zane got 2 kills with this engage, and on the other side of the battlefield, you didn't see Cardi BMing with that recall, with the shadows. They're feeling fully boosted at this point, and they're back to the lead on gold in the entire map. Look at the item right now. You have Zane with Hunter Strike, Blitz Spirit in this battle. He's fully decked out.
Whoa, chicken. What are you doing there, bud? All right, maybe they're a little bit too full of steam right there as he just willingly dives into the tier 2 and is quickly wiped out there. That was a little bit awkward, but now this is an opportunity. Not losing today is going to look for an opportunity to start another fight for them, 4 versus 5, but they can't actually follow it up. Yuna not ready to go there on the side, and they're going to reset here despite it's only 4 from the side of BTK. They not feeling good about the fight.
Yeah. Zane damage is coming online. Every single skill 1 he does. It's too much damage right now. So he's farmed. He's fully decked out. Endless battle, Blade of Despair. You got a Hunter Strike. This guy's gonna kill everybody except for Kufa in 1 shot. Kufa probably take like 2 to 3 extra auto attack, but still 1 shot. Crazy amount of damage right now.
Oh, not losing today. Doesn't find his opening here. And Nikolai thought that was going to be... he tried to throw out that Feather Strike, but it wasn't good enough. Regrets. Goes to the back line, but look at him just getting decimated. Does have its fresh for a little bit longer, but it's not good enough. Natan finds the kill as soon as she's vulnerable. Again, Zia's going to be chased down. And as you said, David, beginning to feel like a BTK picking up steam, dominating this game. This Natan just seems untouchable now that he's online. And Bloodthirsty Kings... they are on their way to closing out this best-of-5 finals.
I am pumped. Every step takes them closer to the Worlds, baby! And here it is. Sparsa bombing the wave. Can he save the game? Yes, indeed. He does buy a little bit of extra time. BTK is going to take it slow, though. Go back. Cap, I'm speechless. I'm super pumped at this point. This is getting closer and closer to the 5-man flying across the ocean to go all the way to take on the Giants from SCA. Show what NA is all about. The representing time is come every single minute, every single second closer to us tonight, right now. I'm so excited.
And Generation X, if they want to be able to put a stop to that, they're going to need a bit of a miracle. And that miracle is going to have to come in 50 seconds. You can't wait long for it as the Lord is coming up soon. And Generation X, just going to be able to stick the 5-man. BTK just waiting out, as you said, being patient. You don't need to rush the end of this, as after all, they're probably, in a way, trying to savor what they think is going to be a victory at the end. They're feeling pretty good about their 4,000 net worth lead with a Natan that is rapidly getting to that 1-shot point. So we've already seen it a couple times. Every single time the Alice tries to go in there, she just gets decimated.
And by the way, they just finished one of the last items. He just finished a magic penetration item. Once he gets that right now, he's literally going to one-shot a Kufra. And you can watch the damage right here. Look at the skill 1 damage. 1/4, and that's without any other skill. That's without the ultimate double the damage amplification. So this guy, if he just get a good set on, you know, one-shot anyone that shows up. Oh, look at that top lane.
Nice kickback though. They do manage to get chicken. As the way the dragon finds him, Regrets is in a bit of trouble. Both Cardi and Churro ganging up on him and trying to even out this 4 versus 5. They have the airstrike, but look at Zane. He just turns around and says, Farsa, you don't get the chance to be able to lay out that kind of damage. Zia does pop out and does manage to get the kill on Shark. Zane is a little bit low. Churro gonna cover his retreat though, and Zia not healthy enough to be able to go for it. Churro is gonna try and use that umbrella to be able to flee. Goes to, is gonna maybe jump back, but no, can't get it. Chow sticks on top of him, and Zane, last one left around the Lord, may just have to watch as Generation X are going to reset and go for it soon. But they can't really do it, just the two of them. They got to wait for the rest of their allies. As Cardi, he shows up and starts doing some serious damage. He does have that reincarnation coming in for not losing today, so he's okay with dying here once if they can get a good fight for it. And that's going to be the Alice getting on top of him and does manage to bring him down. The Taun's dead. The Taun's dead. Now it's up to the Hayabusa from Cardi to be able to stop this Lord action. He's going to be able to jump back. Look at that. He jumps over to his Phantom that was still left and turns to go for Zia, but Zia, he does too much damage. He just blasted that Hayabusa out of here.
Oh, this is the final nerve coming from BTK right here. They must feel nervous because they're getting so close. Look at the play. You do not want to rush a Lord over there. That's such a mistake from the BTK side, giving the opposition the chance. Now, I don't think this is the end of the game here. We still have many tower to peel through. The mid tier 2, the bottom tier 2, and obviously got the Taunt, who's going to be insanely fast and taking down that Lord. This is the time for BTK to really take a deep breath, because if they want to secure a ticket, this is not the time to stay hyped. I mean, I can be hyped, right? We're the caster watching from the God view. What they need to do is stay calm, take a deep breath, and relax. But Generation X, they are pulling up the fight of their life right now. The decision they're making, the synergy they have. This is such a good game to watch, and this is what we expect in the grand finals for the NA qualifier.
Oh, they found Zane. Kufra just shy of being able to get a big opening onto Zane, securing the Serpent. And the orb going out, but Alice not wanting to jump to its Generation X, actually leading in this game, thanks to the Lord buff that they got earlier, a slight net worth lead as well, but their backs are up against the wall. They need to be able to have a stellar game 3 here to be able to hold on into this best of 5. The airstrike's coming in, but of course, BTK already outside of that range, don't have much to worry.
Yeah. Dude, I gotta give credit to not losing today. He has made so many good engages this entire game with the Kufra, really playing the full potential of this bouncy ball, the engage, the furthest range engage, and every time he engaged, we noticed Cappy has always gone on Zane. And then, even though there's one or few times that didn't really pan out, but most of the time it worked out perfectly and able to catch this person. Look at the team fight right here. Granger coming in.
Yeah, this time around, they're trying to go onto Chicken. The Granger following it up, brings Chicken down to a bad health. But they know, like, as you were talking about, they want to be able to go onto Zane first, so they don't overcommit for that choice of Chicken. And they're going to back up and reconsider their dinner. 15-19, we are at the very late game point at this point. 18 minutes in, a long Mobile Legends game. And shout out to Generation X for... The will, just holding on to this game 1 and game 2. Shark is going to just run straight into them. Does manage to get the jump out. We're okay. Matilda's going to be okay for now. And I'd be careful of the Chow up at top lane. You see Hayabusa and Ruby sitting in the sitting in the bush, sitting in the brush, ready to jump out. Yuta, not quite.
Playing right here, I like this. I mean, this at this point is a playing off the wit right now. You know, like nobody's really ahead. Yes, Gen X does lose one Hacker Tower. One Hacker Tower is never game changing. You know, because it's so hard, so easy to clear, especially in the mid lane. Mid lane Hacker Tower is probably like, I would say mid lane tower is the most important, but mid lane Hacker Tower is probably the least impactful among all towers because the lane's the shortest. So it's so easy for everybody to go clear that high ground tower and clear the high ground lane, the super minion lane, and then continue the team fight. You know, the side lane, you don't really have the enhanced minions, so you don't really get any advantage over there. It's just who is able to clear that lane faster, who's... Oh, look at the top rotation, though. This Chow might be caught out.
Shadow kill wasn't good enough. Chow was able to get out in time. Got about down to half there. Also got his immortality pickup just recently, so he's okay for now. He's trying to push out that top lane and join the rest of his team. BTK trying to push their advantage. The Lord is back up. Chicken checking the bushes, while the rest of Generation X, you could say, playing the outskirts of this Lord area.
You know what? You know what I'm worried about is how many immortalities we have on both sides. Like you look at, if we can take a look at the items right now, I think Zane does not have immortality. The only immortality I see from BTK is Shark, right? Like any other immortality I see, okay, Cardi has immortality, Zane does not have, so we only have 2 immortalities. Meanwhile, if you look at it on the other side, we see 3 immortalities here from Team Generation X.
Tyrant's range. They managed to get the initiation onto Chicken. Ruby immediately dies. Zane got on top of Zane as well. Granger blows him up, and now they can turn back for the Lord without having to worry about Zane sniping this one. Lord might just be theirs. Shark, he's going to do whatever he can to try and suicide in there, see if he can take away this Lord. The Hayabusa is coming in. Can he actually snatch away this one? The Lord picked up by the Farsa, so they're going to be okay, but the Hayabusa at the same time is still able to get the kill on to the Alice. So if they didn't get the Lord steal, they still got something for that little intrigue there from BTK.
Yeah, let's take a look at the engage. Oh my goodness, not losing today. Once again, find the kill number 1 and quickly jump back into Zane. A chain effect. If I have to go to MVP to anyone, I gotta say it's gonna be the not losing today. The play after play after play from this Kufra in this particular game is insane. He's playing out of my expectations, playing out of the league right now. I don't know what kind of drug he's on. This guy is insane. He's popping off.
Yeah, he certainly is. He's showing why this was a little bit of a questionable Farsa pick, just looking fantastic for him and being able to get these constant engages, finding people that are out of position perhaps, catching Chicken, and then immediately just rolling over Zane and really setting up Regrets to be able to follow up a lot of these fights as well. As we saw him, he was killed by the Hayabusa, but in that fight was able to help lend the damage to bring down Zane in the first place. The Lord being dealt with by Chicken. Zia trying to poke at them while they're trying to deal with the Lord. The Lord gets in range of the tower, goes for the charge, but at the same time, Chicken is going to be initiated on. Kufra does manage to find that opening, and Granger does the damage. Not losing today, barely able to get away with his immortality still intact. Shark jumps back over the safety of the base walls, and everybody else from Generation X will just kind of chill here. So we're gonna apparently keep on going. I'm gonna wait for another round of Lord, perhaps.
Yeah, Cardi has to be the star of the game for BTK this game. Like even though you haven't seen Cardi that much because he's making so much plays, putting so much pressure on the other side, but he hasn't enjoyed much team fight. But overall contribution he had over the team, over the entire game is tremendous. Like, look at the top lane high ground tower. It's gone. Guess who did that? A ninja behind your back, you know? You do not want to forget about that. Right? He pushed a lane where Chao was not able to respond fast enough. Now the two high ground tower open for the side of Generation X. They have to defend that all the time, right? Whereas BTK don't have 1 high ground tower open. And I gotta say, you have to build an immortality. We have 3 on Gen X side, but only 2, you know, from Shark and Cardi. Where's the immortality we needed from Ruby? Where's the immortality we need on Zane? They need to survive in this fight. There's so much dive, and maybe get a Winter Truncheon. Like, get 1 or 2 survivability item. Okay, Shark, use some vision here. Farsa power full display. The burst damage is just insane at this point.
Keep it together, Generation X, waiting for their opportunity. Waiting for an opening here, and they see Chicken. As losing today, wants to be able to stay on this brush. Keep his initiation a little bit of a secret. Charging up, not going to be jumping forward, though, as it seems like this is going to be a constant poking battle, and Bloodthirsty Kings isn't providing the opening that Generation X really wants to be able to get a team fight and maybe crack open the base. No such luck here.
Yeah. And another thing worth noting is gold differences has no difference anymore. I mean, we have 4,000 gold to the side of Generation X, but if you really look at it, everybody's full. This is gold overflow, right? Everybody's fully decked out. At this point, gold does not even matter anymore. You can see the trend. What matters more is the map control. In fact, if you look at it, BTK is still in control on overall map control. They have 1 high ground tower advantage. Unfortunately, high ground advantage not on the bottom lane though. The bottom lane is you're gonna continue to face the barrage. Oh, look at that, Cardi though getting zoned out, immortality being taken out.
And so too does his life. Cardi is gone. 70 seconds there. An opportunity for Generation X to be able to go for the Lord. This is a big turnaround. We were not expecting this sort of potential turn for Generation X, but they're proving that they got to the finals for a damn good reason. Kupra missing an initiation slightly, but is going to be covered by the airstrike of the Farsa. Now losing today, keeps on going in. The orb jumps out. Shark Eagle going in, wants to be able to drop back down to the ground and does a good job of being able to find a way out of their regrets. Oh no, in too deep. Yuna, same. They're going to lose their immortality and their second life, and now they've got to get out of here. Zia backing up. Looks like the rest of the Bloodthirsty Kings realizing that they got to be able to deal with the Lord. That's what Natan is up to in the bottom lane right now. So because they got
crazy on both sides, you can see Gen X, like we mentioned, and BTK make barrage of mistakes. That's just a little unorthodox, uncharacteristic of either team. You know, they do not make this many mistakes, especially for BTK. They are the team that are known to not make those mistakes. You know, we've seen them over and over again, right? Lord is coming up. Haya decided one-on-one to Chow, get instantly one-shotted with the Farsa. You do not want to one-on-one nobody at this point, right? You want to keep pressure in lane and actually find a flank under the person you need to find a flank to, which is the Granger, which is the Farsa. That's where BTK had success when Cardi was on the far side in the backline all the time, when Churro was on the far side in the backline all the time. But now we're back to the most original form, you know, where it was everybody's kind of sporadic, going all over the place. We gotta take a deep breath, and we gotta go back to the principle, go back to the basics.
And as a result of that last team fight, BTK, they can finally get out onto the map a little bit. And as you said, they even have a bit of an advantage in that regard because they took that top tower. So here, Generation X, they're gonna have to find a way to be able to get that map control back or take the right kind of team fight. As you said, go back to basics, go back to being able to find the right kind of initiation for them, as we're gonna have another 2 minutes until the next Lord.
Ooh, and everybody's gonna wait for that. This is gonna go well over 30 minutes. Even if you get that Lord, you gotta wait for the Lord to come out. Depends on, sometimes it's luck, right? If the Lord, when you kill the Lord, it just had to wait. You have to wait for another 30 seconds before the Lord to wave. The next Lord, I'm gonna put it right here. It's gonna decide who wins this game. You know, at this point, the next Lord will break and make the game. It's time. You know. With the BTK, they already have the map advantage. When you have the Lords, and go down the middle lane, which allows BTK to shove down either top or bottom. So they can decide whatever they want to do. But for Gen X, it's the same thing. At this point, just touch the Lord. A Lord with one sweep will take probably like 1/4 or 1/5 of your HP, especially on a character like Natan. So it's just depending on who gets the Lord, who sets up better. Remember the Alice, it's a late game. Alice is insanely strong. If he goes in, if he find a flank, that they always do onto Zane, this might be scary. This is where Natan really needed to be better with the positioning. This is also why Natan, the downside of Natan towards the late game, we have so much die from such a coordinated team like Generation X. Zane's having a hard time right now. I gotta say, that's just simply the facts.
A little bit awkward that Generation X have to constantly keep this top lane pushed in, as the Lord is going to be the opposite side of the map. But Chow right now on cleanup duty and trying to set up the map in a good point where Generation X feels comfortable being able to play for this Lord that's in just 20 seconds. And as you said, we're approaching the 30-minute marker. What better way to be able to have our grand final than one of the longest Mobile Legends games you could possibly hope for? Is everybody level 15 up at this point? Yeah, of course they are. Is that jump in? He's just not losing today. He just keeps on playing that front line, turns into the bouncy ball, and if he has that, BTK can't really touch him too much.
Yeah. Oh, the Hawk, they want to target the Kupra.
Woohoo! Almost went for him there, but he saw that ball was going to be great. Now, too, he actually threw out the Tyrant's range, but Forward Chicken did manage to flicker out of it. So he doesn't get caught by that. That cooldown's going to be on for a bit as the Lord starts being pulled towards BTK as they start poking at it and seeing if they can get Generation X, again, get one of those bad initiations this time around. Natan not playing the same kind of brush area that he was caught last time. Remember, he was caught in that corner from the Kufra. He's not this time around. He's playing much farther distance.
And you can see right now, Cardi is still pushing top lane. He's continuing putting the pressure, and BTK learned from the mistakes. They did not try to fight that. Actually, like you said, Chicken actually flickered out from the engage, not try to fully dive onto that. Oh, look at engage and progress in position. This is a fight.
You can see Natan keeping his distance, but there it is. Dialis does manage to get on top of them. They bring down the Natan. Chicken's going to be up next. Dia throwing out those bullets, and that should be enough to be able to get the Ruby kill. Next up on the right-hand side, Nicolette chasing down our third member. That is going to be Shark, dying once and dying again. Generation X, barring anything crazy here, the Lord and the game should be theirs, as maybe they don't even need the Lord here. It's just two members of BTK trying to hold out this game, Dave.
Yes, sir. They don't need a Lord for nothing. They are going for the win. Nothing can stand in their way. It's just one little tap to game 4. Let's see if he's able to get it.
There it is. It explodes. Crystal down, and Generation X, they managed to hold out in game 1. We have America in at least one game in this best of 5, and the opportunity for a full-on reverse sweep is available here, Slex.
That's what I'm talking about, baby! They got some power in game 1. Game 2, they got together, they lost it, and we see what some would call the impossible, baby. Generation X, these beautiful Zoomers pretending to be boomers, coming back and taking it to the Kings.